Klamath Intruder. We're going to start with a 20mm shank. I've got 140 thread on, and we're just going to make a little base here. Actually, that's probably too much thread. A little base, and you'll stop the thread where you're going to stop the fly on this one, and we're not going to roll too far back here, like probably not even half of the shank. There's a lot of material, well, not a lot, there's like hardly any material in this fly, but it's all kind of packed up into this front third. So we're going to go to about a third back of the whole shank, because the shank's probably like in here somewhere. So we'll roll about a third. First order of business, this one, you can use the ultra rig system in this just fine. The traditional normal one like you buy or whatever has wire, and it's a size 4 hook. And I don't like to use the fine wire for really any fly. Maybe some trout streamers and stuff, but typically I'll always use like the standard intruder wire in a size 4 with the small eye. Gamakatsus are a little easier. The aqua hooks are a little easier. Owner hooks are really hard. They're heavy wire, and so the hole of the eye is really small. So this one probably won't work for an owner hook very well. And it's a little tight to get it into a size 4 octopus if we fold it like normal, like we would fold it, push it through, and then loop it. So the way to kind of go around that is you're going to take your wire, your standard big wire, and I'm going to just put it down through the top, one side, loop it. I just try not to get my fingers in the way here. Loop it, put the other side through the eye. So now we've looped it. Let's see, there you go. We've looped it, and then you can just push it through the hook that way, and that'll get you looped on the hook without having to kink the wire. What we don't want to do is even sometimes you'll have to take a pair of pliers to kink the wire to push it through if you're going to fold it and do it. But we don't want to kink the wire. We want to keep the wire like round. I don't know if you can see. Let's see here. On a white background. See that there's like a little open loop there. That's what we kind of want. We don't want it to kink, you know, because as soon as you kink this wire, then you create a weak point. And you know, it may not matter until like the one fish that you really want to land, and then it breaks, and that's when it matters. So it's never, you know, any kind of malfunction or weak point in a fly is probably not going to matter most of the time on, you know, an 8-pound fish or 10-pound steelhead. But the one fish, like the fish you went there for, like the fish of the year, that's when it's going to matter. So you're better off just doing things, you know, that way in the beginning. So with the pre-loop, I always put a little piece of tubing here, like that, just so I don't gash myself. I did a video a couple weeks ago where I actually hooked myself on camera, and I was gonna leave it in, but it took too long because I didn't debarb it, and it took too long to get the freaking fly out, so that sucked. Learned my lesson there. Alright, so I'm going to put it through the eye of the hook. We're going to capture our length, and this one we'll go hook up actually. It will matter hook up or hook down how you set this wire, so that's another good reason to loop on your hook prior to tying it in. That way you can orient it. Now if you're wondering about length, I'm going to pull this tight here, or evenness or whatever, you can tie it in tight like this, just give it like 2 wraps, and then with the bend of the hook pull it back, and pull it back straight, and that'll get you an even length on each of these wires so the hook doesn't ride off to one side. And then for length, you know, we'll check it on an original here. We're going to be rolling a little bit further back. We're going to go like there. Something like that. So we've got, let's see, if we go we're probably a good inch and a quarter from the eye of the hook. I would say a solid inch and a quarter from the eye of the hook to the eye of the shank to the eye of the hook. And tie it all up and in. Fold the wire back tight. Pull it real tight. Tie it back. And take some wire cutters if you got them. Hairline makes a really cool little set. I don't know what happened to mine. I just got these big old dudes that are actually probably too big. I use these for cutting shanks, but I don't know what happened. I organized my tying desk a little bit, and I should know better. Every time I organize, I can't find anything. If this place is like trash, then I can find anything I want. So let that be a lesson to you. Next time you feel like organizing your tying station, don't. Leave it messy, and you'll be able to find everything. Now, one thing to be careful with, this wire leaves little sharp points. So I'm using 140, so I should be fine. But if you're using 8/0 or 6/0, this can be a tricky area to not cut your thread. So keep that in mind. You can like kind of loose wrap it. And if you're going to loose wrap it, then use a little Zap-A-Gap. Oh, I'm not fine with 140. Look at that. I should have loose wrapped it. So there you go. Case in point. Be a little careful there. Actually, I'm going to unwrap this. Falling apart here. Alright, retie it on. I'm going to go back and do this tight. Pull it down nice and tight. There we go. Alright. So now that we have like a crazy amount of thread, see, I can't even handle that. That's not going to turn out good. Alright, I'm back. Had a little moment there off camera that none of you needed to see with some like frustration. But anyway, we're back. We got it wrapped up. We're going to try this again. Pull it down. Wrap it tight. Go under. Alright, look at that. Success, finally. If you do the ultra rig with this, that won't happen. So there is that. First order of business is just a fat little dubbing ball. And no composite loop, nothing like that, but I am going to do a dubbing loop. I'm not even going to like wrap it around because it doesn't need to be. This is just a fast dubbing loop. We are creating mass here, and that's really all we're doing. And dubbing loops are just more, they're just more durable. Okay. I'm tying this fly for, well, everything's kind of closed right now, so whenever we open, we're going to be in kind of a early summer season, real late winter season if there's, I mean, mid-April's kind of the end of the winter season, so reason here, chartreuse. I love chartreuse in the evenings, not so much mornings or midday, but evening with like a chartreuse hotspot, whatever the fly is, evenings with like a chartreuse hotspot is killer. And I think that's part of the reason the greenbutt skunk is like one of the best all time. Greenbutt silver Hiltons, especially in the evening time for whatever reason, especially like desert rivers, right? Deschutes, Klickitat. Love the chartreuse hotspot. And I forgot to do the eyes. It doesn't really matter when you do these ones. I got nickel here. These are 1/8 ounce little dudes. Again, I organized everything, and I would normally put on black, but I have no idea what I did with my black ones. So here we are with nickel. And I'm going to tie them right up next to the eye of the shank. underneath, right? You saw me flip it over, so underneath. Alright, good to go. So here we got kind of some stuff going on. We're going to throw in a little flash, a little Amherst, and a little, you can use like micro sexy floss, you know, a few different things. The way, there's two different ways to tie this. If you're doing a two color, like pink and purple or something along those lines, you're going to run what we're going to, or you're going to run a piece of hackle, and then what we're going to do now with the rubber and stuff, and then one dubbing loop of rabbit. If you're doing a two color, I mean, with you're going to omit the saddle hackle, and you're just going to run the stuff and then two rabbits. And so that's how this thing's tied for whatever reason. Usually the one stage is like a two-tone rabbit thing, and then the single I keep saying stage, just to say color. With the one rabbit, it's usually like one of the hot tipped dyed rabbits or something along those lines. With the two colors, they're usually solids. You can do whatever you want though. I mean, you can really actually make these things look cool. Alright, so using the little micro, this is micro rubber. I can't find my micro sexy floss, so I'm using rubber. I actually just happened to find this. I didn't even know I had it, but this is going to work fine. I'm going to do 4 on top, just past the hook, bring it down, 4 on bottom, like so. Okay. Amherst, you can do all kinds of different colors. I've got this beautiful, exquisite purple, handy. It's like a lilac actually. I'm going to do like 4 up on top, just past the hook point. You see that? Just barely past the hook point. Like 4 on top, flip her over, four on bottom, same length, get her length there. Okay, starting to look like a fly. Actually, I'm going to cut these rubber legs now. Well, I don't have the rabbit in my way, so I'm going to again cut these just past the hook point. The important thing with rubber is to not stretch it to cut it. Obviously, it'll snap back. So I'm going to kind of gather it all up, try my best to just lay it down, cut. These dudes, I think, missed the party. I can go back and just whack these guys. Actually, they're not too long. Just one's kind of long. That's this dude. The other one's fine. Alright. So there's that. And then flash. Crinkle mirror flash is what is used. I don't know where my packages are because I reorganized. I got stupid with this, and everything has a home now, but that'll last about a day. So I've got a blend here I'm going to pull some out of. Crinkle mirror flash, amazing stuff. Same deal. I'm going to bring it up, reverse wrap it. I think the factory flies just used like 2 little strands. I'm going to use 4 just because that's what I'm going to do. No particular reason here. And trim that. Alright, beautiful. We have a Klamath Intruder almost. So with this, now we pick our colors. Do pink and purple. You know, I'll probably just do like pink and purple. Actually, I'll do this. I'll do this tip dyed, and then I'll do a purple color. So with the rabbit, actually the easiest thing to do is just do a dubbing loop now. So start with a dubbing loop. Okay. Take your rabbit and take one of these little clips. bet this new little Swiss CDC clamp will work even better for this, I'm sure of it. I haven't used it quite yet, but I've seen how it works and it's pretty trick. Alright, so I'm going to clip my rabbit hide in the little potato chip thing here. I'm going to push down hard on here so it doesn't slip around on you. And I'm just going to trim the rabbit off the hide. Just like that. Okay, take your dubbing loop. I'm going to try to do this. It's hard on camera to do this because I usually do it like towards me, so if I screw it up, I never do it up like this. I usually go down, right, because gravity helps in this, but well, maybe I can do it now. We'll try it up. Capture the rabbit and the thread, let go of the clip. Now I'm going to bring it down. I got a little piece of hide here. Hopefully I don't screw this up. Ooh, I'm about to screw it up. Oh my gosh. That was amazing. Amazing. Alright, so I screwed it up a little bit, but it'll be okay. Alright, give her a twist. And you can use water here if you want. If the rabbit's soft enough, you can usually get it to work with you pretty well. And just pull it back, one wrap, and then reposition it, pull it back, one wrap. Tie it off. Right. Color one, done. I'm going to go dark purple. I understand I'm wearing a blue shirt. It's the shirt I have on at the moment, and I will do my best to let you see what I'm doing. I was going to do other colors, and they just didn't like jive. So here we go. Same deal, same dubbing loop. So if we were doing a two color or a one color, right, we would just stop here. We would have put a hackle in, moved everything up, so this was just butted against the eyes. Moved everything up, put a hackle in, maybe made this a little thicker, maybe one more turn, and that's it. We would have been done right now. But I like the two color a lot. Try to find some longer. So right now, this is kind of one thing to talk about here. This is short. This is really short rabbit. This isn't going to work as well. On this side of the strip, we've got longer fibers. So try to find longer fibered rabbit for this. It just makes your life a lot easier. All right, potato chip it. Okay, well, let's redo this here. Oh gosh, falling apart, falling apart. Too much coffee, not enough. Too much coffee, not enough food today. All right. Okay, there we go. Find your length here. So I'm gonna just whack it here just to get this out of the way. So you can kind of see how much we got. That's probably, well, maybe I'll just do a little bit more here. Okay. Webbing spinner. We're making more of these as we speak. They're out of stock at the moment, but we'll have more in about 5 hours, 6 hours. Okay, same deal. Put the rabbit in. Let it go. Get rid of any little hitchhikers. You can, if you're careful, you can like move it around. And you see this little lump here? I don't know if you can see. I got like a little lump right there. You can just pop that in like that. Spin it up. And wrap it. So what happened here is I got too much. So I'm just going to tie it off. Even though I got rabbit in there, you can just tie it off just like it's any other material. Alright, sorry about that. The SD card filled up. Didn't expect that. Now, we're done. We finish. Give her a little fluffing. And you have a completed Klamath Intruder. This is one of the two color. Oh, see that? That was close. Two color Klamath Intruder. You can tie them in every color combination imaginable. Awesome little fly. Gained a ton of popularity this last year for good reason. Tight lines. Thanks for watching.